So I discovered Pure Ocarinas last year of the pandemic. I only had a couple of ocarinas lying around, and one of them was like, one was out of tune, the other didn't work. I was sick of importing them, and then they let me down when I wanted to do things, so I looked for professional ocarinas, and that was pretty high up the list because not many people make them, it seems. I was very impressed, that's a given, because they were just so comfy. Like, oh my god, I can hold an ocarina and it doesn't kill my hands or my arm. It's just comfy. And then immediately after starting to play it, it's got a good tone. The breath curve's really natural. You don't have to it was a lot narrower of a breath curve, and that really stood out to me, that I didn't have to try that much on the higher end. And it was not flat, but it was well balanced. I found even on the smaller model, the Soprano, it was very natural. The tail was very prominent, and I figured that out on my own. I was curling it a little bit before I learned how to do it. But then when Rob showed me the benefits of what a proper capello can do in terms of reaching the top notes ergonomically, I was just blown away. I felt like I'm an idiot. But I wasn't. I was just learning how an instrument should be played. A non-standard instrument with someone incredibly talented like Rob, designing his instruments around a system that makes sense. You can actually perform. I can perform consistently. I've actually learned around this, and now I can play things legato, and it's wonderful. So you can see on the D instrument, this is top D. So this index finger isn't actually on a note, it's on the capello. So you'd go from here, 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 here. So I'm going to do the same thing again, where I'm not playing that note, but it's on the capello. Yes. And now I'm rotating up the right thumb for that ridge to get the second to top note. So that's the pinky, and that's rotating for the thumb here. That's pretty straightforward for me. I prefer to have quality instruments. And that's not just in terms of who makes the ocarina, that's in terms of the design philosophy, because I'm a big fan of less notes but more quality notes. So 10 and 11 hole ocarinas, like what they make at Pure, that's especially on a single. I love quality single chambers, but if you have 12 holes, it affects the tone of the instrument and how flat that breath curve is. So for me, I don't think I've played a 12 hole since, really, not in a serious capacity. I love how clean they sound. I'd much rather have a quality sounding ocarina than in 10 or 11 holes than something that doesn't sound as good, or you have to have a large breath curve on. You don't have to force the top end, and you don't have to make a fudgy blurred low end. Sometimes it's not just about how easy it is, it's just about how good it sounds. If you've got a wider breath curve, your high ends can sound really piercing or forced, or sometimes you might struggle to keep it in tune. That's the easy part of it. It's comfy for your breath, but it keeps it in tune. Having a flatter breath curve keeps it in tune, and it just sounds better. You have a more defined low end and an easier top end. Just play a song.
Sounds nice.
I was just a player who found a professional instrument that allowed me to properly like blossom as a player. And I can tell you it's one of the best purchase decisions I ever made, because yeah, I play with the ocarina all the time now. I love it.